Hi, I'm Moonwater Silverclaw, and I'm the founder of GoddessHasYourBack.com and the author of 9 books and 2 online courses. In today's episode, we're going to talk about how witches cope better with life's troubles. With social unrest and all the health crises, many of us were overwhelmed with stress. Recently, I had a conversation with a friend. She pointed out that the author Christopher Alexander Burford wrote, "Honor your coping mechanisms." So I found this quote very fascinating, and it brought up a few ideas for me. So I have 3 insights for you. The first insight is observe your coping mechanisms. During this stressful time, you may notice that you're doing certain actions to cope with the unrest and your own internal upset. Some of us watch more TV, some of us drink, some of us eat. There are many ways people cope with stress. The idea of honoring your coping mechanisms is to honor that all human beings need rest and recreation and rejuvenation and renewal. We need to make time for this, and we need to avoid being upset with ourselves for needing our coping mechanisms. When you observe your coping mechanisms, see what triggers them, and also see if they're actually helping, or are they harming you. And now for our second insight. Make space for your coping mechanisms. You need to make space for what makes you feel better. If watching kitten videos helps you feel better, then go ahead and watch them. You might want to set a timer so that you're not watching them all day or all night. And many people need the release of laughter. So it's important to choose the correct shows that make you laugh and feel better. Some shows may make you laugh, but you'll feel worse. Each individual has their own personal way. It's important to make space so that you can reset and recover. And now our third insight. Ask the gods for help to replace unhealthy coping mechanisms. Personally, I've used knitting to keep myself busy and to get myself into a better space of feeling. And the knitting replaces eating. And I have something beautiful when I'm finished. And I get feelings of accomplishment. Some coping mechanisms are so intense and unhealthy that we may need help. Many people discover that calling on the gods is helpful when they need to replace unhealthy coping mechanisms. I want to emphasize the word replace, because if you just try to stop a certain behavior, you leave a hole in your behavior patterns, and this can be bad. And it's easy to fall back into the unhealthy habit. For example, some people do yo-yo dieting, and they find that that diet doesn't work because they're stopping their regular behavior and starting a new behavior, but then when they're finished with that behavior, they just fall right back into the old patterns again. So instead of stopping all processed foods, one may try to replace certain foods, and it will take some experimenting. For example, I have a friend who replaced eating orange cupcakes with actually eating oranges, natural food instead of processed food, and that removed a lot of processed sugar from his diet. Once again, it was a replacement behavior. So you can do a candle lighting ritual, or a meditation, or you can even talk to the gods on a moonlit stroll. The gods want to be there to support you. They love you, and they want to see you succeed. And now I will summarize. The first insight was, observe your coping mechanisms. The second insight was, make space for your coping mechanisms. And number 3, ask the gods for help to replace unhealthy coping mechanisms. I'm Moonwater Silverclaw. To go further and deeper, you can try one of my 9 books. And for more information, you can also go to my website, GoddessHasYourBack.com and MoonwaterSilverclaw.com. I also have 2 courses on Udemy.com. The first one is Goddess Style Weight Loss, and the second one is Spiritual Solution for Depression Relief. May all of these help your journey. Blessed be.